Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do to take off your old spring from your diff, if you have shock absorber and spring separate from a solid diff, first thing you're going to need to do is to jack up the car. So I already took out the wheels already, but basically just jack up the car from the center of the diff here, jack it up, take out the wheels, then the shock absorbers about all the bottoms first. That's where this right there. Then there's the shock absorbers here. You just bolt it out from the top here. They drop out. Then what you're going to need to do now, you're going to jack up this more. Jack up this diff more. Raise the car. And then now you're going to see this jack stand there as close to the back as possible on the chassis, and the same thing on the other side. So the reason why I'm doing that now is because when you take out the shock absorber, you're going to release this diff. So this whole suspension here is going to drop down. So you're going to get the spring as slack as possible to get the spring to come out. So this is what I mean when I say that. So you may need something to prise on this diff a little bit, because as you can see, this spring a little stiff. The other one was a little more slack. This spring on a little tension here, but see this? This spring just need a little prise on. So what I'm going to do is get something to prise on this diff for the spring to get a little slack. Also what I'm going to do is to tie this with some wire here, or if you have a spring clamp, you could clamp the spring so it have a little less tension, so you could get the spring to slip out. So when you tie it, it's going to look like this. And it should come out with ease. So I don't have anyone to hold the camera right now, so I'm going to take out this side and show you the difference between this spring and the bigger spring that I'm going to put on. Yeah. Alright, so this is the difference between the two springs. Now they're looking the same when you watch it from the top, but this is actually 3 3/4 inches and this is 4, I think. 4 1/4 or 4 something. And it's just like a little bit of height difference. So I should get the car to drop a little bit, because normally back this be a little high. Slight. Because our coilovers on the front, so the front could adjust the suit. So I'm hoping this rather than more stiffer. If not, this spring I will use this as a template to get a stiffer spring to this and just replace it, because the shocks is brand new shocks from our wagon, so it make to carry plenty more load than the stock 120 shocks. And I have the coilovers there, but I'm probably going to sell it, and later on do some other upgrades to the suspension. So this, I literally just, I didn't even tie this one, I just take this pry bar and just literally just pull out the spring from there. So this, I'll just go up inside here, and the same thing I'm going to do is just get this to pry in inside here, So I just tie it with some wire, clamp it down a little bit, and get it to just slip in over this hump, and put on back the shock absorbers, put on back the wheels, and see how far the car dropping and what's going on. So yeah. Alright, so this is the shock back here and the spring. People can see this. Shock set up back with the spring. I just spray paint the spring a little bit, grease the bottom here because this doesn't carry any rubber. The top have just like a slight rubber thing to the center, but I really know rubber and a grease back. These stuff here to slip it in so when you hear no noise. Next side basically the same thing. So what I'm gonna do now is put on the wheels and see the difference in the height. So yeah.